Hello/adverb/isers, I'm really struggling with this and need some help. Sorry for the Coomer bait subject, but it is true. Be me, average in looks, 5 feet 10 inches, socially awkward, unpopular. Placed together into new foster care for high school along with a girl, call her Julia. Bond instantly with Julia since we didn't know anybody. We aren't biologically related, but we start to refer to ourselves as just bro, sis without the foster prefix because we become extremely close to each other. Since she is taller and more dominant than me, I'm kind of a beta. She decides to be the older sister, though technically I'm a few months older. She is really pretty and I develop feelings for her over the next few years, but I try and repress them because I think of her as my sis and I know the feelings are wrong. When we turn 18 and graduate, we age out of care and get a shitty apartment together in a nearby city. My feelings for Julia are very strong now. After all, she is blonde, 6 foot, 7/10 easily. I would consider her a 9, and has a killer juicy ass, total pog, but her body is slender, making her butt incredible. I struggle daily with the guilt I feel about fantasizing about her, but she doesn't seem to realize. Julia has always been very promiscuous. I know my feelings are wrong and gross because she is pretty much my sis, but I was always extremely jealous when she was going to parties and hooking up, especially because I was a virgin. Once we got our own place, she would bring back guys, sometimes 2 at a time, to our place on weekends, and I could hear them loudly fucking in her room. I know I shouldn't have felt like this, but it made me so jealous, and eventually I started jerking off imagining I was the one screwing her. I would always feel sick and repulsed at my actions afterwards. We are now in our early 20s at this point. A few weeks ago Julia comes into my room, standing that way girls stand when they want something. She asks me to sit down with her on my bed. She abruptly asks me if I think she is pretty in a flirty voice. I answer of course. Julia then asks if I've ever had feelings for her. I just stutter and turn red because I have no clue how to respond. Julia laughs and tells me she can hear my bed creaking when she's with someone, knows I'm jerking off to her. I die inside. X. She says she thinks it's kind of hot and that she always thought I was cute, and really loves me and knows I am always there for her. I don't really remember what she says next because my head is pumping blood, but she talks to me for a few minutes and puts her hand on my leg. She giggles as I instantly get diamonds. Julia leans in close and whispers, "You know, they did this on the Fosters," and then she kisses me. I come in my pants instantly. "Don't mock me please." She gasps and asks if I'm a virgin. She always suspected I was. She says we need to change that right away. Strips off our clothes and I can't believe how amazing her ass is. She goes doggy style and says she knows what guys like. I grab the object of my fantasy for years and finally lose my virginity. Come after like 15 seconds, but I keep going for another hour and come 2 more times without stopping, made her orgasm twice. Fall asleep instantly with her holding me. After I wake up the next day, she says that she really wants me physically but we can't date because of our situation, says she hopes I understand. I say yeah, but I'm sad inside, although I know this was a terrible thing to do in the first place. Julia demands sex with me 3 times a day, makes me finger her and eat her out randomly in between. Sometimes she is pretty rough with me. Despite the guilt, it's pure heaven. Insists that I come inside her, which sends a mixed message to me, but she is on the pill, so I'd. And then you woke up. Be me. Meet girl. She's Filipino and has an Italian last name, comes off as sort of muddish in appearance, although somehow she looked fine. She's insanely carefree and couldn't give 2 shits about what anyone else thinks, genuinely gives off a sort of tomboy attitude. Turns out she's based. We end up joking about the Holocaust, niggers, etc., although she wasn't ever actually swayed towards red pill theory, but I never asked. She's fun to hang around, one of the most awesome people I've met. Always saw her as a friend since I wasn't interested in fucking a non-white. We lose contact for about a year out of nowhere. She just disappears off of the face of the earth, no warning. When we get back into contact, she's completely different. She's an emotional train wreck and starts taking out her anger on me, calling me a Nazi. Says that she only acted the way that she did because she was desperate and wanted a friend, so I just so happened to be the guy she put a fake personality for. Once she calms down, she explains how everyone has abandoned her and how her mother treats her like shit. Apparently her mother had her when she was really young and did a lot of terrible shit to her dad. She has a lot of issues, and at the time I was willing to listen and put up with it. She starts coming off as if she's doing it intentionally, although she claims she hates girls that do that. I believe her because of the way she used to be. Still think there's a sliver of hope for her even though she admitted what she did. We end up talking about shit like self-improvement and red pill theory since she doesn't have a job or any savings. My girl gets stupidly jealous and mad of things like that. It took me a long time to realize a fantastically elegant solution. I let her be mad. That's it. Be me. Have innocent interaction with woman. My girl finds out because WTF not. My girl gets mad. I listen to her be mad. She vents for a moment. I respond passively and innocently. I don't argue, defend, or point out the obvious. I don't invalidate her anger. I let her be angry over something stupid without addressing that it's stupid. Nothing happens. Everything is back to being great a few minutes later. I feel I should point out that she doesn't throw old incenses in my face and we have a pretty healthy relationship overall. YMMV. Not even trying to do a pity party here, but I just feel like shit. Be me. Get in relationship with base racist half Japanese girl. Date for a while. However, we know that it won't last long because she's moving to a different state. We agree this will be a fling. We both start to fall hard for each other. Says she wants to do long distance. She leaves on a work trip for a month. I go over to my friend's house, a white not-based college girl SJW type. I tell her about my fling with the other girl. Later that night, one thing led to another. SJW friend tells me she fucked me just to spite the other girl. Feel like a guilty piece of shit, but know the situation is inevitable when it comes to us breaking it off. Ike brothers, how do I cope being a cheater? Be me. Degenerate stooner. Smoke weed and take edibles almost every day since mid-November, later switched to Delta 8. My boss at the time didn't care I was smoking, even on the job. Later quit because he's an angry alcoholic. Take a neat break, more stooning, go job hunting again. 2 weeks ago. Apply for a municipal type job after a referral from my friend. Find out they drug test. Get sober, lose body fat. I read THC is stored in body fat. This lasts a week before relapse. Take an edible almost every day the following fortnight, assuming I wouldn't hear back from them. Today. They send me an email asking for an interview next Tuesday. Damn. Can I pass this on my own, or will I have buy someone else's piss? It's not the end of the world, I have other job opportunities. I also read fruit pectin temporarily cleans out the system, but I don't know how true that is. Male. Yep. Be me. Be years back. Be in bed with girl. She gets message from her male friend out of state. Arg. Where can I go to rage angrily on the internet without consequence? I blah blah blah. She turns to me. Babe, what's the name of that site you're always on? She returned his ranting message with just 4chan. 2 hours later she gets a reply. Thank you. How the fuck did you know about this site? I'm just cool like that. Be me. 20-year-old male. Friend has feelings for me. I only like her as a friend. Sleep with her anyway because I'm horny. Regret my actions. Leave in the middle of the night. Leave a note on the dresser next to the bed where we slept. It's a succinct but honest letter that reads, thanks for the sex, but let's just be friends. She's mad at me. What do? Be me. 6 feet 2 inches 192 pounds normal weight. Fucking terrified of gaining weight and becoming obese again. Convinced it's calories, begin counting, cutting during work. Eat as little as possible. Get lightheaded constantly. Overeat when I get home and can't stop myself from shoving my mouth. Rinse and repeat, pick related. How the fuck do people just eat? I'm constantly thinking about if I eat this I'll gain X amount of weight, If I eat that it'll be the downfall to getting fat again, etc. Restricting calories just makes me crave food more. I can't just eat without obsessing over this. I just really don't want to be fat again. I have a slight gut as it is now and it feels like every day I'm gaining weight by the minute. Be me. Blistering hot day, so I roll my sleeves all the way up. Coworker comes by me. Wow, you're buff. Me, huh? I said you're buff. You're ripped. Strikes a flexing pose and smiles at me. Does she want the D? It wasn't the first time she saw my arms with my sleeves rolled up and I'm not even buff. I'm ripped but slim, like Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man. She also has been giving me hugs goodbye recently while just giving fist bumps to the other guys.